it's those kind of days wherein like shit really happens and you can't blame anyone but yourself. Anyway, this just happened. Before we go details on what happened to my art print, some information about this. This is a Campbell variant cover for Batman 50. It also has I think 5 different covers, like interconnected. And this is from Sideshow Collectibles. The canvas and the paper ones. The canvas is having an edition size of 75, and the paper one has a 300. The canvas is quite big, which is 45 if I'm correct. Let me check. So 45 by 16, just the canvas. With the frames is 47 by 18. Before I explain what happened, just a little bit of background in Singapore weather. So here in Singapore, the weather is a bit complicated. So from time to time it changes, it rains. There's sun, there's no wind at all, and then suddenly there's like really strong winds. So now to what happened. Before I always put the frame in the walls or wherever I want to put it. I always display it with this one first, and somehow in that cabinet there at the back, as you can see. So I placed it here last weekend and opened all the windows. And then basically I know that it's very dangerous. Like I said, the weather changes drastically, and I know that the winds come in, it gushes really strongly, and I think I was just being lazy, and I left the living room all open. I think I even opened the doors, so there's gonna be lots of wind, and I knew that would happen. And I went inside the room, took a nap, and then suddenly there's like a bang. And when I came out, I already saw this. I was like, and then I realized that shit happened, and everything comes in, and it sank in, and I realized it's my fault, and I'm really angry at myself. I knew that it was gonna happen eventually, and I let it happen. So when the entire thing flipped over, this tripod here actually hit this part of the back of the canvas, and it punched a hole there, and I actually do not know what happened to the other one. Maybe it turned to the left, I guess, and also punched another hole there, and I was like, shit. What is amazing is that even though it flipped over, I think even got hit, I do not know where. I think it got hit in the frame. That's a good thing. And it had a hole was punched through in the back cover. The good thing is that it didn't have any damages in the canvas. At least I haven't seen. There's not even like a dent in the canvas itself. There was nothing like that one. I no scratches at all in the face of the canvas. At least that's a really good thing. The frame worked. The purpose of the frame worked. So I'm really relieved that there's no damages for this one. Thank God. That being said, let's now discuss on what makes this piece really good. This is again a Campbell. So if you know Campbell, he has this super sexy model-like babes in his artwork. As you can see, all the ladies there. I think the sexiest one would be Poison Ivy. She just looks so stunning. She's like a model. And my second favorite with regards to how the pose is Batgirl. So it again, like I mentioned, the weather here changes drastically. There's like a thunder, but right now it has a very sunny day. Anyway, going back, so J.Scott Campbell has very beautiful ladies here. One of again my favorite would be Poison Ivy with regards to sexiness, and that the second would be Batgirl. But my favorite overall would be with the ladies would be Black Canary. She has very beautiful details. Her hair, her suit, really beautiful stuff. I think the mesh in her legs, really good stuff. The jacket, and I love how the pose is not that super great model kind, but she just looks very amazing. Really good stuff, and everyone else looks pretty darn detailed. But in terms of painting, it's a bit different for this one, because in painting you have like a drawing in pencil or your sketch, and then you paint it. What that means that you color the entire thing, and then you covered it layered by layer with the highlights, with the shadows, and very like white for the very like light side, and also the darker tones of your color the other side, which is the shadowy part of the character or the drawing. But for J.Scott Campbell, he's more like also the types of Jim Lee, where they really ink. They have a lot of details. As you can see here, I think one of the very good details here is actually how I would say Mr. Freeze here. If you look closer, there's a lot of details in him, and I think in some of the paintings it's a bit hard to achieve this, but with this kind of drawings, this kind of art with J.Scott Campbell, you can easily do this because you have your thin lines, and then you just trace it with the inks and everything, and it looks darn amazing. It gives you a whole lot of details. Like here, you can actually see a lot of details in the Gotham City, the details in the bike, and also in the Batmobile. Really good stuff, and that's what I love about that. You can define all the leaves that is curling around the Poison Ivy. That it looks very amazing. The hairs of the ladies, the waves, how it goes, and that's what makes this kind of art piece really, really good stuff. This is J.Scott Campbell's Batman 50. I think I forgot to mention the characters here. This is Ra's al Ghul, Riddler, Harley Quinn, Bud or maybe Lou, Joker, Clayface, Penguin, Poison Ivy, super sexy, Mr. Freeze, Catwoman, Batman, Batgirl, Commissioner Gordon, Nightwing, Robin, Huntress, Black Canary, and Batwoman. Sorry, really amazing. I like the composition, really good stuff. I also love the backgrounds, where on the other side is Gotham and the other side is Arkham Asylum for the villains or the rogues gallery. My only complaint for this one is Joker. I don't like the face of Joker here. Like it's not Joker kind of like he's frowning, or I don't know, he's sad. I do wish he would have a more sinister face. But either way, I think that's my only complaint for this one. Everything else is amazing. Thank you, J.Scott Campbell, for a very good work here. And also Sideshow Collectibles for giving me the chance to collect this kind of thing. So again, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos from NCHANZPLACE.